Not a day goes by without Donald Trump issuing shocking comments or statements that make headlines. We are back with another one, and this is serious. The former US president has warned that he will not accept the election results in Wisconsin this year. In an interview on Wednesday, the returning presidential hopeful said that if everything is fair and honest in the election process, only then he will accept the results in Wisconsin. He said, and I'm quoting, "If I do not believe that the results in November's election is legitimate, you have to fight for the right of the country." His comments bring the case of Georgia election overturned back in the spotlight. Trump is currently facing criminal charges on several counts for alleged election interference in the southeastern state during 2020 presidential polls. Trump is accused to have pressured Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential elections. When it comes to Wisconsin, too, the former US president claims he is, in fact, won the election in the Midwestern state. In 2020, Trump lost to Biden by about 21,000 votes. The Republican leader claims the election was tainted by fraud. He also tried to disqualify almost 240,000 ballots cast for Biden, but was unsuccessful. Now, this is just one quote from a single interview. In a separate interview with Time magazine a week ago, Donald Trump took it up a notch. The Republican leader did not rule out the possibility of political violence around the election. He said, and I'm quoting again, that it depends on the fairness of the process. Trump's comments bring back the memories of the infamous Capitol Hill riots by Republican supporters who stormed the official building on January 6, 2021, in order to disrupt the Congress session to certify the results of the presidential election, which Joe Biden won. A mob of Trump supporters stormed the chambers of Congress and several buildings in the complex, causing damage worth roughly $1.5 million. The two remarks in a span of 1 week beg the question, is Donald Trump hinting that he will resort to pressure tactics and political violence if the mandate does not go his way in the upcoming November presidential elections in the United States? Now, all of this comes in the middle of a court trial that is currently underway against Donald Trump. That is the hush money trial. Just yesterday, we saw Donald Trump returning to the campaign trail, and he very strategically chose the two states of Wisconsin. Now, to take this further, we are being joined by our correspondent Susan Tehrani live from New York. Susan, good to see you. What do you make of these new statements coming in from Donald Trump?
I think even Trump supporters are concerned that we're going to see a repeat of all of the drama that we saw in 2020 because of the questioning of elections going to court and all of that. But I just want to say that it was only until Donald Trump became president that this issue became, quote, election denial. Past presidents, almost through every election, even local ones, you can think of Hillary Clinton, Stacey Abrams in Alabama to become governor, and others have often questioned the result of elections before. And it's everyone's right. It's not a crime. But I think, first of all, to the extent that the former president went to when they weren't able to find anything and whatnot, and also because it's Trump again and he makes headlines, you know, something like this has become so vast and so big and tied to January 6th that it becomes the issue of election denial. So, you know, he was saying that if it's fair, I'll accept it. If it's not, then we have to save the country. It is what he believes. But I think the majority of Americans really don't want to see, even if Donald Trump is elected, that kind of rhetoric and that path going forward about, you know, just election integrity and whatnot. But I do want to say, you know, the problem is during the pandemic, there were just a lot of rule and law changes that had not just Trump, but a lot of people questioning, you know, whether or not there should just be more monitoring or maybe a different kind of set of rules for
Right.
elections.
All right, Susan, thank you so much for getting us all those updates from New York. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.